If he's lying, I'm not letting him go. I'll beat him up instead. Based. Chapter 1136. The Land That Awaits the Sun. Hold up. What does that mean? Because I thought they were doing mostly fine. I guess we do now have like the world government forces infiltrating, so I guess yeah, they could be awaiting the sun. But I didn't really think that it's doing so bad. Okay, let's keep going. A mysterious base deep in Udon. What the hell is going on in Wano? Like what? A mysterious base deep in Udon. How does that even work? Something fishy is going on in Wano. This is not the return to Wano I expected, but it's a return to Wano. Set up camp? I guess? Maybe he's going... Wait, hold up. Maybe this is what Oda is leading to. Another Who's Who lore drop. Like... That's still like the funniest thing of in all of Wano for me, where we get to like the ending of Wano and this dude who's literally named Who's Who pops up and starts giving us lore on Who's Who. I can guarantee Oda was being very funny then. Okay. It's so damn good. This moose tastes like dinosaur. I'm surprised you got one. Moose is delicious, but the beasts are very fierce. I'd risk any danger for the man who saved my life. Thanks a bunch, Hyruden and Stanson. D-go-go-go, I'm just glad you like it. So everyone's just partying. Luffy's correct, moose is delicious. I've got no idea, I've never eaten moose, I'm never gonna eat moose. Never gonna eat moose. Can almost guarantee it. It's not often that humans come up here to the sun world. Usually they, wait, so this is basically like the highest thing? Usually they don't know how to get here, so they assume the underworld is Elbaf and end up fleeing. Was this the thing in the middle, or is this like the highest thing? No, the highest thing was like Starland, right? Hold up. Elbaf levels. This is the middle? Yeah, so the third one was Haven. Right. I guess that makes sense. Really? But Oz was a vicious warrior whose story has been passed down through... Wait, hold up. Did I even... Okay, I did, yeah. Has been passed down through our history. That's right, he was 3 times the size of any of you, and the man who finished him off was me. Yeah, Captain Usopp. It's already begun. Usopp's legend in Elbaf has begun. Your skin really is blue. Folks are even more colorful at Fishman Island, like the fish in the sea. I hope to see a mermaid one day. They're beautiful, gentlemen. The mermaid inlet is like heaven on earth. Bro is just yapping. Bro is actually just yapping. I feel like I'm ascending to heaven just being in the presence of Sanji, shut up. Stop being weird. No, he's not being cute, he's weird. Okay. I just turned the page and I saw Zoro looking at me with the most... This is a perfect back-to-back page. There is Sanji with his weird like puffed up nose and hearts in his eyes, and I turned the page and it's Zoro looking vicious. Incredible. Okay. And what are you then? Me? Why? I've got the what am I blues? A toast to the wonders of the vast world. Kind of surprised at how many giants haven't ever gone to sea. Ultra rare Nami, ultra rare Straw Hats. Forgive me for my earlier indiscretion. So he's back. Yeah, I wonder when are they going to start talking about like the what's gonna happen to Elbaf now? Because like the whole thing of them no longer being super militaristic, I still find that like a really interesting twist. Because I don't know if it's just setting up Usopp, because Usopp will be like the dude who basically like brings them back in line a little bit probably, because they're going to like create a whole legend around him, or it's going to be a thing that ends up like being a big problem. Because, like, obviously a lot of them are still brave warriors of the sea. It's only, like, a future issue. Okay, let's keep going. No forgiveness for you. Make sure you apologize. This is awakening something in me. What? Don't worry about it. Nobody died. Literally, my face reading that sentence was like, where is this going? That's Sanji, right? Like, that's supposed to be him. Who doesn't want a giant woman to scold them? This is like the Resident Evil subreddit after Resident Evil 8 released. Literally the same thing. God damn it, Sanji. God damn it, Sanji. But only because Usopp stopped us from fighting back. I can't read the speech panel because this frickin' thing is overlaying on the thing. Oh, it's Road? Okay. I thought it might have been Sanji. Because I can't see Sanji in the panel at all. Okay. If not for that, your head would have left your shoulders. What a Giga-chan. Look at Road. Don't know what their bounties are? You don't stand a chance against them. And the next time he tries something, you just go ahead and do that. My god! Oh yeah, it is him, yes. It is him. It is him. You don't understand, that was a dream. That's held by everyone born in Elbaf. We all wish to be the sun god and rule the world. What? That's a bit... So you're telling me every single person from Elbaf has actually talked about becoming the sun god and straight up ruling the world? Has there actually been, like, stuff before that has been this explicit about let's take over the world? I don't think so. What was the dude's, what did Hyruden talk about? Because he also had some very, very big dreams. Okay, I guess we can come back to this later. But yeah, I never thought it was this explicit, like everybody wants to be... So his dream was to become the king of Elbaf and ruling Elbaf. Okay. Yeah, ruling the world? That's a bit extreme. We've only seen like a handful of characters say it that outwardly explicit. Like the Blackbeard pirates are the only people who have literally just said, we want the world. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. And to become the sun... And this, by the way, this changes a lot of the calculus for me around Loki. Because I thought Loki talking about the sun god and all that, I thought that was a big delusional dream. But if this is like a thing that everyone in Elbaf just casually says that they want to be the next sun god, then that's kind of like not even noteworthy. It's just a regular thing. Okay. Sun god. Don't be a fool, the sun god isn't a ruler. He's the god of liberation. No, a god of destruction. Wrong, he's a god of laughter. Oda, why did you put this in a small splash panel? The Luffy spitting up the drink? Or maybe he's just eating. I don't even know what he's doing. This should have been a splash panel. This is a perfect Luffy reaction. They're brawling now. What's this about a god? Elbaf is home to ancient religious texts known as the Harley? What the hell is the Harley? There are no mentions of Harley. Harley Norse. He's just giving me a motorcycle. Harley Quinn on One Piece confirmed? True. True and real. Because it is so ancient, there are... many different interpretations of it. I really hope this is where things get a lot more complicated than just a simple sun god who is the god of liberation, because that's what I always said. This whole thing is way too clean. I don't want Luffy to just have this thing. I think this entire story about Joy Boy, about the sun god, and about all of this is gonna be a lot more complicated than just Luffy. I think these texts aren't in the poneglyph language. I guess I'll find out, but I've got no idea. But I am very happy that this is a prophecy that is vague and most likely wrong. Whenever we get these I've talked about this so many times before. A prophecy should never be foreshadowing. A prophecy should always be something that seems obvious, but challenges what you think about it, and most likely will eventually be almost like the complete opposite of what you originally expected. Loki is the sun god of destruction. I think it would be very, very, very funny if there is no sun god fruit. I think there are two sun god fruits. Just saying Loki has a special bounty and a legendary devil fruit that has been passed down in Elbaf through the royal family. Just gonna put it out there. Just gonna put it out there. Just gonna put it out there. Maybe there are 3 sun gods that are born into the One Piece world every 400 years. Why 3 though? You mean like there would be a god of destruction, god of liberation, and then god of laughter? If it wasn't laughter and liberation, I could maybe see it, but laughter and liberation being 2 different things don't jive in my brain. Maybe every fruit is a sun god? I think every single fruit can be a sun god. That's what I've been talking about ever since Wano. I've said this for months. For months. I never thought making Luffy's devil fruit model Nika was a good idea. And I still think that. So if, after all this time, we learned that all of this has been misinterpreted, oh boy, am I gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be so happy if there are many interpretations of it. And as it turns out, wait, Paramethea, Logia, Zone. Maybe each of them can be one. Maybe Caesar is the god of laughter, because he can make anyone laugh, even the poor villager in Wano who just watched their son starve to death. Y'all don't know about that one. Blackbeard literally had an ability called Liberation, which he used against Ace. Maybe Luffy is Laughter, Blackbeard Liberation, Loki Destruction. That does fit awfully well in my brain. But where does Emu figure into all of this? Because I do think it would more so be represented with Luffy, Darkness, which would be Blackbeard, and then something would have to be the world government, which would be like governmental oppression, something like that. Zone is Nika, Paramethea, Rubber, Logia, Sun. So you think Luffy's devil fruit is a mixture of 3 devil fruits? Blackbeard is probably going after the 3rd one. Blackbeard. Hold up. You know how I've been talking about for all this time about how I think Blackbeard will team up with Moria? Listen, let's entertain this right here. Let's entertain this right here. Zone is Nika, Paramethea is Rubber, Logia is Sun. Blackbeard, Darkness. Blackbeard, the big Quake fruit from Blackbeard. Not Blackbeard, from Whitebeard. That would be Destruction. And the 3rd one, Moria's fruit of not liberation, but entrapment and imprisonment. That would be directly opposed to Luffy's trio. I think we're getting lost in the sauce. I think we're getting lost in the sauce. I still think Luffy has a simple Gum Gum fruit, but he's the only one after Joy Boy to awaken it. I think so too. I think so too. I think Luffy does not have the Nika fruit. Or rather, I don't think there is a Nika fruit. I don't think there is a single Nika fruit. The only thing that makes this calculus a bit weird is the fact that we've only got a few characters with the white whirly boys. The thing that I still can't figure out in my brain is why some people have white whirly boys, and by some, it's like what? It's Luffy and Yamato. That's it, right? And every other awakened user has the black whirly boy. That's the only thing that I can figure out. 2 myths of Nika, one about liberation, one about destruction. I mean, that's the one thing that would be very interesting to explore, because I don't think it's about good or evil. I don't think it's about good or evil. I think it's about liberation. Because Luffy's liberation is taking down the bad guy, right? He just goes in there, takes down the bad guy. But there is also a form of liberation that is Blackbeard's form of liberation, which is kill everything, everyone, break all the rules, create anarchy, which would be the ultimate form of liberation, because there is nothing to rule over anyone except Blackbeard, I guess. Right? Very interesting. Vegapunk said that there is no rubber fruit, but there is a Nika fruit. Shut up. Okay. It continues to be passed down even though no one can translate it anymore, hence the confusion. According to the Harley, the world has been... Are all the poneglyphs a cipher? Are all the poneglyphs together just a cipher for this? That would make sense. Okay. According to the Harley, the world has been twice, wait, what? The world has twice been destroyed in the past. Huh? Twice? Post-apocalyptic world confirmed. Okay, so hypothetically, could one of these times be why there are people on the moon? Could that be the reason? Or do we think that the people on the moon has to do with the Void Century? Nika is evil because, like, maybe Nika was the first world destruction and Joyboy was the second one and now Luffy is the third? No idea. Yet twice... This is like complete shots in the dark. One Piece has multiple ages. I think they were called Age of the Sea, Circle, and... Age of the Sea, Circle, and Age of Heaven. I've got no idea what this means. Okay, let me actually keep reading and then we'll start thinking about things. And in each case, the presence of Nika the Sun God is closely tied to it. Bro is just chowing down Nika. Is he the hero who appeared to save the world from disaster? This Nika has a shield and a sword. This is a different Nika. The destroyer who lays waste to all? He appears when the world is about to undergo a great transformation. Therefore, the great and mighty of the day always fear Nika's arrival. Oh yeah, Nika. Yeah, he has a sword. He's never had a sword before. He always has the spear, and he's never had a shield as far as I know. This is a different Nika. Nika, One Piece. Oh no, I'm wrong. I am wrong. There has been a depiction with a sword and a spear. But there hasn't been a depiction with a shield. Yes, all of the depictions have him with a sword and a spear, not a shield. Maybe this is just him. That's a straw. That is not a straw hat. That is absolutely not a straw hat. Yeah, the shield design is the same circle. Yeah. It's the same design. That is absolutely not a straw hat. Like, no shot in hell that's a straw hat. I think it's different because of people's interpretation. I think it could be something as simple as that. I think it could also be as simple as just evolving designs. Because, like, this depiction has much more detail than the first Nika. The first Nika was just a very hollow silhouette. This one already has a lot more detail in it, you know? So it could just be Oda slowly evolving the design until we finally get to see it. But I don't know. Shield is very fitting for Viking culture. True. Did you bring me your rat? Yeah. You brought me your rat. Good boy. You might have even heard him. He brought me his rat. Abani was talking about that guy. Because he is the god of the sun. It is those without hope who seek him the most. Nika wears white clouds around him and appears with white hair, clothes, and a jolly jolly laughter. That must be why everyone said that must be why everyone said I remind them of him. Nah. But that has nothing to do with me. I don't get what's with the white clouds. My brain is we've been through this before. My brain is a freaking LLM. I just generate text. The most likely outcome is what I generate in my brain. I saw Jolly, I was Jolly Roger. Immediately what I thought. Why has no one talked about the clouds? I do think I agree with you. I agree with you that the white clouds is just probably meant to be liberators. That's what I think as well. Because Yamato was like the guardian spirit of Wano, basically, right? White clouds, makes sense. But, very odd. Little man. Okay. I do think there is a good chance that the clouds do represent intent. Yeah. And that, like, the white clouds are meant to be that he's a very, very good boy. Hop also doesn't change his gray shirt. True and real. Look at him. Oh, you can't even see him. He's outside. Nothing is freer than the wind. Yeah, but why do all the evil Awakened users have them be, like, tainted and corrupted by darkness? That's what I'm very interested in. It could just be a stylistic choice, but I think there might be, like, some kind of mechanics behind it. Like, the whole awakening process is when your mind catches up to your body, or vice versa. I don't remember which one. I think it's different. Somehow. I don't know why. Okay, let's keep going. Come on, don't ruin all the fun, Straw Hat. Everyone born in Elbaf idealize Shish. Nika growing up. Though I won't defend whatever moron Rodo was doing. True and based. Even Loki and the late Harald, in a sense, are the results of attempting to be Nika. Perhaps. You don't have to rationalize Loki's actions that way, Chief Ja Rule. Oh, Loki. Is Loki a good guy? Absolutely not. I do think there's a decent chance that... Look at him. I do think there's a decent chance that Loki might not actually be a bad guy. I'm not like 100% on this, but I do think there's a decent chance. He's the accursed prince. Even before Loki's birth, King Harald prophesied that he would be killed by his own son. Shortly after he was born, he killed the royal family's lucky horse. Oh. By the way, so let me make sure that I have my thing. I do. So I find the whole King Harald thing very weird. The fact that King Harald's throne didn't have a... Loki has a hammer. Why did King Harald's thing have a slice? That doesn't make sense to me. Scanlation say that the horse died after Loki was born, not that Loki killed it. Well, this is very explicit. This literally says, and I quote, "Shortly after he was born, he killed the royal family's lucky horse." This is very explicit. And I find it just a little bit weird that Hyrule has a big axe. And he is also the son of Hyrule. And he wants to rule Elbaf. But he has a big axe. Loki has a big hammer. And he hasn't really talked about being the king of Elbaf. And King Harald's throne has a slash, not a bash. So that's what I find a bit sus. Pretty different from TCB. Yeah, I don't know. I'm reading what I was given by Oda. I'm reading what I was given. That same year, Linlin killed Chief Jorul, the legendary warrior. The country was beset by natural disasters, and the queen passed just a year after giving birth to Loki. He made the underworld his playground, using his innate strength to kill and control the vicious animals down there, then unleashed them on villages. At just 10 years old! Arson! Is there a specific reason why he's doing the Nika laugh? Is there a specific reason why Loki is doing the Nika laugh 141? Or is this just meant to be a thing that, you know, he wants to be Nika, so he kind of looks like Nika? Laughing while doing destruction? Yep. Definitely starting to seem like it. Loki's many pranks threatened our lives. Between his status as a prince and his cruel personality, he made our lives hell whenever King Harald was away. And then worst of all, Loki killed Harald, the greatest king in Elbaf history, right in his own castle up there. The kind and radiant king who tried to connect Elbaf with other countries of the world, that was so terrified of our warlike ways. Chief Jarul was there and tried to stop Loki. That's when he got stabbed in the head. Oh. No, you know what? I think Loki might be a bad guy. Actually, on second thought, he could be bad, yeah. There's a decent chance he could be bad. There's a decent chance. This helmet saved my life. The helmet didn't do anything. Okay, so hypothetically, if Loki used this sword and it didn't work, but what's up with the hammer? All right, before I move on, let me actually go through the panels one by one. Hold up. I mean, is this supposed to be hockey? Because if this is supposed to be hockey, then Harald is a Giga Chad. And also, notice that he is a silhouette, meaning we will be seeing a flashback. There will absolutely be a King Harald flashback. Absolutely. Okay, hold up. Let me go back to everything you're talking about. Do we see whose sword is in Ja Rule's head? It's, in my opinion, it is impossible to tell. Like, if you really want to argue about it, I guess you could say that King Harald's sword has a very distinct... It has a pattern that goes like this, right? And if you look at the sword in his head, it's the king's sword. It's the same pattern that goes like this. Why would he have King Harald's sword in his head? I've got no idea. There's some hockey lightning effects. I think so too, and they look cool. Is the same sword? So is everyone convinced that it's the same sword? Is the king's... So everyone is thinking that it's the king's sword. Personally, I'm not convinced. Personally. I think the swords are too low res and too generic. So, I think there's a very, very decent chance it could be, but I think it seems possible. The thing that I am very curious about is the continuity of all of this. Because this seems like there is a lot of room for people being framed, people being controlled, or something like that. Okay. It was about 6 years ago. I believe Red Hair caught Loki rampaging at sea for us. Shanks did that? Oh, I heard that Shanks is here. He was around a little while ago. I don't know where he went, though. I think it's not hockey. It's a broken frame. What do you mean a broken frame? What does that even mean? What does a broken frame even mean? Oh, maybe the king killed Ja Rule and Ja Rule just doesn't remember because he has brain damage? I mean, it could very easily be something like that, because there being a literal sword in his head, I don't know if it's Oda just being Oda and creating the wackiest thing of all time, or what? Glass? What do you mean glass? I honestly don't care if it's glass or hockey. I'm just gonna assume it's hockey because this is Elbaf, but I don't really care. You can see something that looks like a painting frame in hockey. Lightning just cracks in it. I guess it could be. Yeah, I guess it could be. I don't think the thing is a painting. I'm pretty sure that is his throne, but I guess you could be right. Let me open up his throne. If this is going to become a conversation about, does he have hockey? No, my dude, he can't have hockey. Only these people have hockey. I don't care. I don't care. Let me look at the throne real quick. I know people are very invested in who gets hockey and who doesn't. I'ma be real, I hate hockey as a power system. I've talked about this before. I couldn't care less about whether or not this character has this distinct type of hockey. To me, it's an invisible stat, and that's about it. In which chapter did we see the throne? Agenda piece? I really, really don't like all the talk about hockey. It's so... That's his throne. In chapter 1134, the throne has that same pattern. That same, like, figure... No, wait, it's not the same pattern. Hold up. So that's the pillar. The pillar has a figure 8 weird pattern thingy. It could be a painting, I guess. It could be a painting. Whatever. Whatever. Summoning circle being activated makes the most sense to me. That could be really, really cool. That could be cool. Hockey is so cool. No, it's not. It's boring. It's boring. Doesn't even make sense half the time. I hate hockey. I wish we got more devil fruits, less hockey. Okay. Outskirts of town. I thought it was weird how fidgety you were. This would explain it. The guy who, that guy killed the king. The whole country hates him. Obviously, everything he told you was a lie. But he said he knows where Shanks is. Do you have any idea how much I want to see him? Yes, you talk about it all the time. It's a way for him to take advantage of you. You think Loki doesn't even know? I'm just basing it on his reputation. I didn't see the guy. Well, this is rare. This is kind of rare. We don't really get a lot of these moments where Zoro just pulls Luffy aside to just tell him, hold up. Fights are more creative before hockey was introduced. Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you imagine what Luffy versus Crocodile would have looked like if there was hockey? Look at this lightning, dude. He has lightning and cool hockey. Creativity? No. We need water. We need water. I don't like hockey. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think it's boring. Same vibes as them sitting on the couch in Egghead. Something like that, yeah. We don't really see a lot of this vibe. So, if Zoro thinks that something is very, very sus, that's interesting. I'll tell you everything I know, including where Red Hair is now. It would be interesting because you know how a lot of the time we talk about how Luffy has never been duped, right? It would be very, very interesting if the first time Luffy is, like, thoroughly duped, which wouldn't be the first time, by the way. He was tricked by Kanjuro. So it wouldn't be the first time. But the first time he is, like, thoroughly duped is by Loki. That is very fitting. Because if there is anyone who can trick someone, it would have to be Loki, right? He is literally the god of trickery. So, this could be a very interesting angle to make sure that Luffy is always in the dark. This wouldn't be the first time, though. Kanjuro does exist. If he's lying, I'm not letting him go. I'll beat him up instead. Based. I wonder why you were sneaking around. Have you guys ever gotten to your destination without me? Wait, are we actually getting like the Straw Hats all pulling each other aside and basically saying, hold up, all of this is sus? That's cool. Also, why does Nami look so weird? Something about her proportions makes her look a bit weird. Maybe it's the neck. Because her neck looks like a stick, and then her head is normal, but her neck is a stick. Okay. Listen up, Luffy. I'll get the keys to his cuffs, but we're gonna decide if he's telling the truth or not. Got it. Thanks. So, why is he here anyway? He's my servant now. So they're actually just going to Loki? But I'm servant number 1 and Sanji is number 2. Got that? What a stimulating torture. You know, I think we share a lot in common, both being navigators. Never try to close the distance between us again. No, of course not. I feel bad that we're taking the stair. Wait, what? We're taking the star of the show away. Hey, I brought some meat. Did you try any of this moose yet? They're all properly hammered now. They won't even remember what that feast was for. Romance Dawn Trio? This is very sus. This is so weird for how Oda have we had an arc where we arrive and there isn't like a thing where we get to learn things and then we are split up by an event? This is literally Luffy, Nami, and Zoro just saying, we're on a mission. I don't think we've ever seen an arc like this. I guess Sabaody was a bit of that. In Sabaody, they split up by themselves, but then they eventually converged. But this is a structurally very different arc. Okay. It's such a shame that the treasure in the castle will be disappearing. Pacing is chill. Pacing is really good so far, yeah. I've got no problems with the pacing at all. Elbaf is too suspicious. I am getting a constant feeling of unease. That I do agree with. Something seems off. It feels like at any moment, anything could go wrong. My eyesight is poor. I doubt I would even be able to tell it's gone. So that's why you're here, Nami. Huh? Your eyes! So that's what this is about. Okay, here we go. Here we go. The underworld. Alright, I'll take your point. In that case, I refuse! You think I'm going to spend the one life I have stooping to the level of trash? Gee, thanks for the invitation to the most noble knighthood in the world. So what are you then? Celestial dragons? So, they're inviting him to be a god knight? Where's the intel from? The agents dispatched to Elbaf sent one last transmission that a giant crow had appeared. Nothing since then. We don't have any dirt on him. I mean, Oda is still not showing Shanks's other side, the rat D Shanks's face. So I do think there's something on the other side of the face. It's probably a burn scar, and he's going to be the man marked by flames. That's what I'm thinking. What's with this giant crow? The people in Legoland were Cypherpole agents? Wait, is that what they're saying? Rhodes Crow? Wait, so all of their... That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So literally everyone they sent here got captured and put in the little land. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. There is no shot that they just came here to recruit Loki, right? Also, what the hell is wrong with her eyes? I have a theory. Heterochromia? It seems like it. But I have a theory. We're not seeing the other eye of Shanks either. What if this is a situation where... No, that doesn't make any sense. I was thinking maybe there's like a situation where... like Emu or someone is peering through her eye. Like one of her eyes has been traded to Emu. Oh, you're already saying the same thing. I think Emu can see through it. That's what I'm thinking too. I think that would be very, very cool. If they have all, like, traded their eye. Because I've said this a million times. I thought it would be very, very cool if Luffy traded an eye on Elbaf. Like in the Well of Mimir story. But if we get, like, some sort of reversal with that, that would also be cool. Okay. But now that I hear him for myself. He is supremely insolent. Swamp. Hold up. Why does it have an arrow? Emu's devil fruit power had an arrow? Imagine if this is Emu. Imagine if this right here is Emu. I have another conspiracy theory. Remember how we talked about how all of the whatchamacallits, all the elders were projections of Emu's power. Wouldn't it be really cool if Emu projects power through all of them? Every God Knight is Emu? Honestly, if I don't see their eyes, and if I don't see their specific devil fruit abilities or anything like that, I think there is a decent chance that... Because I find it so sus that the summoning circle was a literal numbered thing. Like, you can... This is always the thing that I struggle with, because devil fruits are meant to be entirely random. But then you have someone like Big Mom, who has a whole family with only, like, food-related devil fruits. And that is just because Oda went, like, super hard on themes, right? So I don't know if the Elders' devil fruit powers were just supposed to be the same, and, like, they work by the same metrics, because that's just the vibe that Oda wants to go for. But I think they're too similar. It's not even a vibe. Like, the fact that they were summoned with literally numbered summoning thingies, I find it sus. Devil fruits contracted by Emu? That's what I think. That's what I think as well. And I think that's why the Saturn got disenchanted. I think Emu can basically project or manifest, or, like, it's basically like how Vegapunk satellites worked. I think that's how Emu works. And that's why he could literally just turn off Saturn. He just took his soul, basically. And that's it. Emu has the contract fruit. You gain something, but you lose something, like an eye or human soul or personality. That would go incredibly hard, and it would make perfect sense because the deal with the devil. That makes perfect sense. This right here. This makes so much sense. It's actually insane. And if it was something like souls, that would also line up with the whole Brook Devil Fruit thingy, where, like, his soul couldn't find him from the underworld. I think there's a decent chance you're right about that. I'm not a huge fan of her design, though. It's weird. What's up with the boots? Such a weird boot. Okay. We should simply erase him. Don't get ahead of yourself, Gunko. Gobble them up, wolf! Hey, you breathe on me. That's messed up. So, she created a line. Then she cut the line and used the line to wrap up the wolf by its neck? What kind of devil fruit? I remember people were talking about bandages. This doesn't look like a bandage. This looks like some kind of weird arrow projection magic. What the hell is this? This isn't a bandage. And also it changes colors. Because in this frame it's white, but then in the other frame it's black. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's floating on its own. Yeah, exactly. Is the mummy fruit? The mummy fruit doesn't make sense to me, because why would it have an arrow? The arrow is the thing that I think basically shuts down all of these bandage wrapping theories. Why would it have an arrow? That's so messed up. Oh, the bandage comes off her hand? Does it? I don't think it comes off her hand. That's her cloak thingy. Like, her literal hand becomes the thing with the arrow. Is she unraveling herself? Isn't there... There is a thing, either in JoJo or something else, where there was a person with a power whose power was literally to unravel themselves? Like string. I don't remember where this was, though. Oh my god, it's Jolene! It's Jolene! Literally Jolene! I was like, what am I thinking of? It's Jolene! Her entire devil fruit was literally unwrapping herself like string. So that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. It's the cloak. The other sleeve is also super long. But it also changes color. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. A wolf! If we offered to spare its life, could that change your mind? You're offering me a deal? In that case, your fate is sealed, my friend. Die and be at peace. Yes, I'll be sad as well as angry, but a warrior doesn't quibble and whine about his way of death. Instead, I'll feed on this rage and use it to bring the world to ruin. And that's the end. Is Loki's devil fruit something to do with deals? Because he's talked about doing deals a bunch. It would make sense if his devil fruit is something to do, like, if you make a deal, you're basically tied to Loki because, you know, like, Loki makes deals that are not actually fair deals at all. This is a great chapter, but I've got no idea what's gonna happen. This is so mysterious and so ambiguous that I don't even know. Like, are they going to... Because Luffy is about to enter the castle. So are they going to find the dude on the ground? And what happens then? Do they sound the alarm? We gotta be like a few chapters away from everything imploding. All of this is just so sus to me. And what... Wait, hold up. What if the circle is still there? What if they go in there and the summoning circle is still there? Thank you, thank you. I am now very old. Thank you, though. I am very old. A few or maybe a couple chapters from everything turning all wrong. Yeah, I am very interested in seeing, like, what happens if they enter the castle and the circles are there. Because they have seen the circles. Like, they literally saw what the circle is on Egghead. So if they go in there and Luffy is like, oh no, that Gramps is gonna be back again? Isn't Luffy just gonna be like, hold up? This is really, really bad. Zoro goes to Marie Joie and sits on Emu's throne. Bro becomes the Elden Lord. Do God Knights free Loki or not? I think there's a decent chance that it's not the God Knights freeing Loki. It's Loki agreeing to be freed and then something happening. I saw the short film. I talked about it before the stream. I think they just go to Loki when they see dead guards. Do we really think Oda will give us a meeting between fake Shanks and Luffy? I think so. I think there is a decent chance that we might see a meeting between fake Shanks and Luffy will be so excited. He's gonna be, Shanks, is that you? And then is gonna be bad. Imagine they get teleported to Marie Joie. You know what that would be? That would be a reversal of Marineford. Remember, when did I talk about this? I don't remember when I talked about this. I talked about doing a reversal of Marineford where Luffy is captured and the rest of the crew has to go and save him. I have talked about this before. I don't think it's gonna happen because this is a shonen and Luffy is supposed to be like the coolest on the crew, but I don't think that's gonna happen. It would be very cool. Luffy just hugging the fake Shanks. Imagine the panel where you see like the fake Shanks walking and then you see, like, you know how Oda draws hugs where the person is literally wrapping themselves around their heads? Imagine that with the fake Shanks. Sending Luffy, Zoro, and Nami there would be a great way to remove them from the initial fighting. I would absolutely love something like that, but I don't think we're gonna see that. Like, the concept of them being removed from Elbaf altogether and literally ending up in Marie Joie, that would go so hard. That would be so cool and so unexpected and so out of left field that I would be like, hell yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen. That's like way too crazy. Unless that's where Dragon's army does something. If that's where Dragon comes into the picture, then maybe. Like, if that's where the Revolutionary Army says we're gonna free the Liberator of all these kingdoms, and then like Alabasta, Fishman Island, and all these other kingdoms join up, and that's when the final war starts, maybe. the East Looker. I personally think Stanks and the other girl runs away after freeing Loki, and Luffy beefs with Loki. That seems a bit messy in terms of what was the point of Shanks and the girl. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they need to serve some kind of purpose. So I do think there's going to be a meeting between them in some capacity. What that meeting is, I have no idea. But I do think we are seeing a convergence being set up. It's also really interesting how Oda is giving us a perspective character with the fake Shanks and with Loki. That's also really interesting. Do you think we will deal with Vivi on Elbaf during all this madness we built up, or after Elbaf? I want to say yes. I want to say Vivi will become important during Elbaf. Because I think like the marking on the hand thing, that was obviously hinting towards a reunion soon. But this is Oda soon. So, what does Oda soon mean? Does it mean after this arc? Does it mean in this arc? Does it mean in the next arc? I don't know. I want to say yes. I want to say by the end of this arc, we will reunite with Vivi. But I don't know. Who will save the Loki dog? There is still the mysterious dude wandering around, which we haven't even talked about like once. Someone is still... People think it's Scopper, Scooper, I don't know. Someone. One Piece finale, Dragon and Nika, unite in the battle against the worst creature in the world, the desk. I think you have just created a very good piece of commentary on our capitalistic society where people work office jobs and hate them. It would be truly a story about liberation and freedom. The desk. Defeating the desk. But yeah, that's the chapter. Is there a break next week? No, we are back next week. Next week, 5 p.m., I'll be back. Good news. Loki saying he will use his rage to destroy the world when he's unchained has got to be destruction as well. Yeah, I am very interested in what the whole like duality of the Nika fruits is going to be like. Like the whole god of liberation, god of laughter, and god of destruction. That's what I'm interested in. Because Oda made the whole hands of liberation, and Bonnie also being like liberation, and Luffy being liberation. I think all of that was very, very purposeful, and I want to see what Oda's endgame for that is. Like, what is he trying to set up with that? That is very sus to me. Loki is acting, he doesn't want to destroy the world, he's misunderstood. For sure. For sure. And that's a good cue for me to end the stream. We're gonna end very abruptly because I need to take this phone call. I'll be back in a couple of days. So I'll see you then. Until then, bye-bye.